Hello guys, welcome back to another exciting day. Welcome back to the channel. I remain your host Agu Joseph. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how I was able to create the TGIF design I have on my screen with you all in this video. Please, if you're coming across the channel, this is a graphic design channel, and do well to join us in the community by smashing the subscribe button and turning on the post notification bell to get post notification whenever I upload new content. And to our returning subscribers, thank you guys for always watching. Thank you for your support. Okay, so let's dive into this. The first thing I would like to do is to create a new project, and we are creating a design that will be used across socials. Okay, I'll set my unit of measurement in pixels. 1080 by 1350 is the dimension of the width and the height. Resolution can be set on 300, but if you have a PC that is of low spec, do well to scale down your resolution to either 100 or 72 in terms of that, so that your PC shouldn't be lagging while working on Photoshop. So you can also set your color mode on RGB because we intend to create a design that will be used across social media. Please take note of that. You can come over here and choose to give your project a name, and afterward leave other settings the way they are. Click the create button. Here we have the canvas on which we'll be designing on. The next thing I'd like to do is to bring in the resources I'll be using to work on this design project. Okay, so I have to hit the window key, head to my window explorer. These are the two images I'll be using, and I'll drag them into my Photoshop canvas. Okay, so these are the two images. So the next thing I would like to do here is to basically create the design background. The first thing I have to do is turn off this layer and turn off this other layer. Bring this background layer here to the bottom. Okay, so select the background layer, head over to adjustment, and create a solid color. So I'll click on this. Here's the hex code to the color I'm using on this background. Click on OK. The next thing I need you to do is to select this layer and do what? Change the blending mode of this to around. Okay, this works. So I'll hit Ctrl T to transform it out, holding Alt on the keyboard, left click and drag out like this. Okay, so when you drag out like this, you have this image looking like this in your canvas. Click the check button. That's for the first step. The next thing I'd like you to do is to select both layers. Select the first layer here, hold Shift, select the color field layer and hit Ctrl G. This is one of the ways you go about doing what? Keeping your layer panel as neat as possible. Double click over here and call this BG, which basically stands for what? Background. The next thing we have to do is to work on the subject image. Here is the subject image. Enable the layer. The first thing I would like you to do when working with images or subject images, to be precise, I would advise you to always right click and convert it to what? A smart object. By doing so, it basically allows you to maintain image quality whenever you scale it up or scale it down. That is one. And two, it also gives room for what? Subsequent modification of that particular image at any point in time while working on it. Okay, please take note of that. I would like to add or sharpen the image by adding more depth to the image. Click on file, filter rather, click on camera raw. So wait for the camera raw filter to come up. So over here on the camera raw, I would like to enable the before and the after. Head over to basics. Please take note that while working with the camera raw, there are no rules governing that. It is more of your eyes governing or guiding you on how to make adjustments to the layers. So over here, I noticed that the lighting system on this is actually okay. This is where this particular panel comes to play, but I basically just need to work on the textures. So I work on the textures by adding more texture to this, sharpening the clarity of this image more. Okay, and I can come over here to the saturation and take down the saturation to something like this, not taking out the full skin color. You understand? You have to take it down to a good level. Then head over to details. I need to still improve the sharpening of this image. Likewise, the noise reduction. Okay, so this is like a before and this is the after. So I'll click on OK. Afterwards, we'll have the image looking like this. Please take note of that. So I hit Ctrl T to transform and do scale down and position it in the middle part of my canvas. I can choose to scale it down, position it this way, transform it out by hitting Ctrl T, hold Alt to scale down from the middle. Then you can choose to place this around somewhere here like this, if this is okay to you. Okay, that is in terms of that. So this is the advantage of converting your layer to a smart object. Now, if I intend to make modification to the camera raw, all I have to do is to click on this arrow here. I'll just double click over here and the camera raw will just load up, and I can make any changes to this particular layer at any point in time while working. So that's the main dividends of converting it your layer to a smart object do. So moving on, I'd like to start placing in my text information about this design. So I'll have to speed up the process in terms of doing that. Okay, here I have a group layer here that comprises of the different text you have here, these, and these, to be precise. These are 3 layers that actually comprises of this. So I would like you to understand that this text, I made use of the MTN font for this. Okay, if I click on this particular TGIF text, you can see it's called MTN Brighter. The link to all of this will be in the video description. Do it to check the video description as well. So I'd like to take this beneath what? The subject. So I'll select the group, close the group, drag it beneath what? The model or the subject layer, and you have this looking like this. That is 1. And 2, I can come over here to where I have this inside this background and what? Make adjustment to this like this. Moving on as well, I can choose to do what? Bring in another element, which is this. Now, all I have to do was to create a rectangle and place in another text. So in order to create a rectangle, you can use keyboard shortcut on your keyboard called U, or you come over here, right click and select what? Your rectangle. So you can create a rectangle of this dimension like this. Using the property panel or enabling your character panel, you can enable them from your windows here. You have them over here, property and character panel, so you can enable them. But I'm working with what? The property. So over here, I just need to do what? Add a round curved edge around this, and we have what? This image looking like this. Okay, so you can see the round curved edge. That was how I was able to achieve this rectangle here. You can move forward to do what? Changing the fill color of what? The rectangle if you want to. So I can select the rectangle or double click inside the rectangle and do what? Pick another color of my choice. It all depends on what you want. For this is the logo of the brand we are using as a case study for this. So I place it over here and we are good to go. So in the final phase of this, I would like to create or apply color balance to blend the colors on the background to what? The subject. Head over to adjustment and click on color balance. Please take note, this is comprises of what? The CMYK and the RGB. So I need to apply the colors. Okay, I have to click on this clip mark icon here so that the effect will be solely on what? The subject. Okay, but you see this is wrongly positioned. This should be directly above the subject. So you have to right click and click on what? Create a clipping mark. So you click on this. Basically it works. So here, to be precise, I can scale down the amount of blue, likewise the amount of cyan on this, on the midtones. Head over to highlight as well, add a little depth in terms of this, likewise in terms of this as well. Likewise in terms of the shadows, if be needed, you can add the blues to these particular sections of your design, and you have your design looking like this. So in the final phase of this design, I can choose to change the overall look of this design by applying what? A color lookup, and now use a color lookup of fall color to be precise, and I have my design looking like this. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you do find this helpful, do it to leave a like, please, and please drop a like on this video so that the YouTube algorithm can know that value was given in this video. Do it to support me if you are watching all this while by smashing the subscribe button if you have not done that, and turn on the post notification bell to get post notification whenever I upload new content. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for always watching. Thank you for the love and support. Please and please, if you have any question, any thoughts, please leave a comment in respect to this design in the comment section. Please and please leave your comment in respect to this design in the comment section. As usual, I'll see you in the next.